Keto and crime, keto and crime. We uncover the grime on keto and crime. Keto and crime, keto and crime. Now is the time for keto and crime.
And here we are, everyone. Alex Cox interview the day that Charles Vallow died. So we've listened to Lori's, we've listened to Tylee's, and the only thing that we haven't heard about is the exact moment where the shooting occurred. Now, whether Lori saw that or not, there's some speculation. You know, was she out the house? Was she in the house? Who knows? But Alex was most definitely there, and that's what I'm anxious to hear. So with that being said, hope you enjoy this. If you'd like to support the channel, those links are down below. Otherwise, just like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's dive in. A big thank you again to East Idaho News.
I want to walk through what happened today. Let me just write a couple things down. 3744, So, are you still living out on Shuri Street?
Yeah.
Okay. So, are you working right now?
I'm off this week.
Okay. Well, where do you work at? What do you do for them?
On drive a truck. Mostly hauling has waste.
Okay. What's the cell phone number for you? Okay. What about Soch?
I had to go do something fun day. We hadn't really decided. I was thinking maybe I was going to take her to the range.
Okay.
Or go do something.
Okay.
And I'll take JD to some water park or movies or whatever. So I stayed there last night, and then this morning Charles showed up, and I don't know what started it.
And Charles is your brother-in-law. He and Lori are married.
Yes.
Okay.
So he showed up. He was following her and yelling, and then I got between them, and then Tylee came out with her bat, and I had separated for a minute, and then the sister walked around me there in the living room, and then Charles was
So far, pretty much matching up.
following Lori and yelling, and Tylee told him to get back. She took her bat like that and shoved him, and he took the bat away. And I said, "What are you doing?" And I got between them, and then he hit me, and I just went down, and when I got up, he was still...
Okay, hit him. That is the only rendition I've heard of Charles hitting Alex in view of the others, but maybe he's talking about after they were outside. But that is the first time I've heard of Charles hitting anyone.
Still yelling. And so I went into the bedroom where I was staying, grabbed my gun, and I came back.
Okay.
And told him to put the gun down, or the bat down.
Aha, Freudian slip.
And he came at me and was saying, what are you going to do? Like that, and coming to me with the bat. I said, put it down. He wouldn't. He came at me, so.
Okay. So when that argument first started between Lori and Charles, where in the house were they?
That was weird, and that whole tone is suspicious in my thing. It just sounded like, even when he, the 911 call that has been in many of my videos, he just sounded really matter-of-factly about it. I just doesn't seem like self-defense to me. Just doesn't.
I don't know.
Okay. Where did you first?
I was in my bedroom.
Okay, so you were in your bedroom, and you heard the argument.
When they came right towards me.
Okay, so they were coming down the hallway towards the bedroom?
Yes.
Okay, so you hear the argument, you step out, what's the first thing that you see?
Charles chasing after Lori and yelling.
Okay. Had Tylee already gotten the bat? Did he already have the bat? Okay.
No.
So Charles is coming towards Lori.
He's
They're coming
towards
your way.
Lori, and I shoved him back.
Okay.
I said, "What are you doing?" Because he's coming at her aggressively.
Okay.
He's a big dude, so he's not gonna hurt my sister.
Okay. So he's coming at her.
Yeah.
And you shoved him back.
Yeah.
What happened right after that? And that's in the. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
He got back up and he comes right to me, doesn't look at me, and continues to yell at Lori.
Okay.
So he's maybe this far away.
Are you in the hallway of the house, or where are you?
Right close to the doorway of that bedroom.
Of the bedroom you were staying?
Yes.
Okay. So you're right near the bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
So then, I don't remember why, he backed up, and then my sister came around behind me, and they ended up in the living room, and then while they're on the way to the living room, Tylee comes out of her bedroom, which is adjacent to the one I was staying in.
Okay.
With her bat.
Okay.
Yelling at Charles. Actually, she was behind Charles at first, and then she got right in front of him in the living room.
Okay. So he then went back, they went back towards the living room?
Yes,
After
back
you shoved him, did he
Yes.
fall to the ground when you shoved him?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so he falls to the
I don't remember anyone else talking about Alex shoving Charles around and him falling, because I think that would have been a fight right there. So Alex's version is not matching up with either Lori or Tylee's, in my opinion, unless I missed something. And even Tylee said she wasn't yelling; she just came out of the bedroom with the bat. She was not yelling. So I don't know where Alex is getting his story, but it's just not jiving. It seems very made up, very contrived. Let me know your opinion down below.
ground. He gets back up. You're blocking between him and Lori.
Yes.
And he basically is talking past you, still yelling at Lori.
Yes, exactly.
What's he saying?
I don't remember.
Okay. So, as you're standing there between them, what happened right after that? Is that when Tylee came out with her bat?
No, he backed up.
Okay.
He yelled something, and then he backed up, and then Lori went by me and around me in the hallway.
Mhm.
So he backed up. I cleared the doorway. So then she came around, and then Charles was behind her, pursuing her again aggressively.
Okay.
Tylee came out, yelled at him with the bat.
Okay. And are you guys in the living room then, or still in the hallway?
It starts in the hallway and then goes to the living room.
Okay.
So Tylee gets around him in the living room. He stops. Tylee goes around to the front of him, tells him to back off.
What I find it easiest to do in situations like this is to kind of draw like a rough floor plan.
Sure. So we'll make this the living.
I don't think the police officer is buying it either. I think he is thinking that there's something fishy with his story, which is why he's having him draw it out. I'm just saying. I don't think the officer's fully buying what he's saying, especially if he's heard from his colleague what Lori and Tylee had said. Probably not. I mean, according to the timestamp back here, they were interviewed at roughly the same time. So I think probably he's just not quite buying what Alex is selling.
All right, and then this is the hallway,
Okay.
and then this is the kitchen. So Tylee's bedroom is here, my bedroom is here, and then the living room is here.
Okay. We just put living room on there, so I know. And then you said that's kitchen,
Yep.
and then.
So the doorway's here.
Okay. Is this area of the house where all of this incident was focused
Yes.
at? Okay.
Yep. And then there's another bedroom here. This is JJ's bedroom.
Okay. So you first get involved when they're down by your room.
They come all the way she comes into the room and he comes right here and I stopped him right here.
Okay, so she came into your room.
Yeah.
Okay. So she comes into your room. He's coming at her
Yeah.
aggressively, and
Yeah.
that's when you push her.
Yep.
So you push him down,
Yep.
and then he gets back up,
Yep. And then
and
he yells, and then he backs up,
okay,
and then Lori goes around him, and they're still going at it,
okay,
right? And then Tylee comes out when she hears what's going on. She has her bat.
okay. Is it a metal bat?
Yeah, it's a
plastic
little
bat.
aluminum bat.
Okay,
So she comes at him, because she's tiny, so that's like her thing. You know, she doesn't have anything, but she wants to help defend her mom.
okay.
So she comes at him, and then when
And they've already moved back
Right,
towards the living
so
room.
they're going this way.
Okay,
So
The way Tylee described it, she came out, she just put the bat in between Charles and Lori when Charles moved toward Lori. It wasn't like she came out screaming, threatening with the bat, which is what Alex is making it out, in my opinion.
Lori's here, Tylee's here, Charles is here. I'm here, Tylee goes at him with the bat. Then he takes the bat away from her, and I step towards him, and he turned around and cracked me.
Is that for the injury
Yes.
that's caused on your head? Okay.
Well, there was some shoving first, and I got spun around.
Okay.
And then popped. So I go back here, grab my gun, and come back out. He's still yelling and threatening me.
Okay.
And then, so I was standing here, and he was there.
Okay. So you're standing right there, he's right here.
He's there.
And you said, what happened when you came out with the gun?
I said, put that bat down. He's like, what are you going to do? It's like, you're going to threaten me? I was like, no, I'm just going to defend myself. So you put that bat down. And he goes, what are you going to do like that? And he came at me.
Okay.
And he'd already hit me in the head.
Okay. So he came at you at the bat. What was he doing with the bat when he came at you?
It was in his right hand like this.
Okay. So he's holding it low and he's coming at
Yeah.
you? Okay. So you gave him, how many times would you say you told him to, like, put the...
To rewind this just a little bit, I don't know if he said anything about Tylee and Lori already being outside.
This is the hallway.
Okay.
And then this is the kitchen. So Tyler's bedroom is here, my bedroom is here, and then the living room is here.
Okay, we just put living room on there so I know, and then you said that's kitchen,
Yeah.
and then
So the doorway is here.
okay. Is this area of the house where all of this incident was focused
Yes.
at? Okay.
Yep. And then there's another bedroom here. This is JJ's bedroom.
Okay. So do you first get involved when they're down by your room?
They come all the way into the, she comes into the room and he comes right here and I stopped him right here.
Okay, so she came into your room. Okay. So she comes into your room, he's coming at her
Yeah.
aggressively, and that's when you pushed him.
Yep.
So you push him down,
Yep.
and then he gets back up,
Yep. And
and
then he,
I must have missed this whole altercation that took place in his bedroom, from what he's saying. That Lori didn't say anything about that. Of course, neither did Tylee, but Tylee might have been in her room when it happened. But I don't recall anything about an altercation within Alex's bedroom.
yells and then he backs up
okay,
and then Lori goes around and goes around him and they're still going at it,
okay,
right? And then Tylee comes out when she hears what's going on. She has her bat.
okay. Is it a metal bat?
Yeah, it's a
Plastic
little
bat?
aluminum bat.
Okay,
So she comes at him because she's tiny, so that's like her thing. You know, she doesn't have anything, but she wants to help defend her mom.
okay.
So she comes at him, and then when
And they've already moved back
Right,
towards the living
so they're
room.
going this way.
Okay,
So Lori's here, Tylee's here, Charles is here. I'm here. Tylee goes at him with the bat. Then he takes the bat away from her, and I step towards him, and he turned around.
That part lines up, except for Tylee just said she put the bat in between them. She didn't go at him. So I think Alex is trying to make this a lot more than it was.
Cracked me.
is that for the injury
Yes.
that's caused on your head? Okay,
Well,
And no one said that Charles hit Alex either. Even Tylee said she fell back. She was looking at the door, but I think she would have heard if her stepfather had hit her uncle. Yeah.
there was some shoving first, and I got spun around.
okay,
And then popped. So I go back here, grab my gun, and come back out. He's still yelling and threatening me.
okay,
And then, so I was standing here, and he was there.
okay. So you're standing right there, he's right here,
He's there.
and you said, what happened when you came out with the gun?
I said, put that bat down. He's like, what are you going to do? So you're going to threaten me?
So I'm taking it this is when Tylee and Lori were outside.
I was like, no, I'm just going to defend myself. So you put that bat down. And he goes, what are you going to do like that? And he came at me.
Okay,
And he'd already hit me in the head.
okay. So he came at you at the bat. What
Yes.
was he doing with the bat when he came at you?
It was in his right hand like this.
Okay, so he's holding it low and he's coming at
Yeah.
you? Okay. So you gave him, how many times would you say you told him to, like, put the bat down?
Once?
Once? Okay. And then he started advancing towards you?
Yes.
How many shots did you fire?
I don't know, a couple.
Okay. Were Tylee and your sister?
I didn't see them, so I don't know where
Okay.
they were.
Where's JJ at during all this?
He's already out in the car.
Okay, so he's sitting out in the
Yeah,
car.
I think.
Okay. But you, as far as you think or understand, you're not sure where they were.
Correct.
He's in the corner of the living
Yeah,
room.
they were no longer in the room
Okay.
when I come back out.
Okay. So they're out of the room, so
Yeah.
it's just you and him.
Yes.
And he basically comes at you with the bat.
Yeah.
You tell him to put it down.
Yeah.
He's threatened, like,
Yeah.
what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And what'd you tell him?
I didn't say anything. He's coming at me, and I'm holding the gun.
Okay.
If you're going to attack someone with a gun, you got to be ready for the repercussions.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure, because
Yeah.
he basically, you had said earlier that he had the bat.
Don't think the officer's buying this, which of course, obviously they didn't, because now have reopened this investigation and his sister may be tried for conspiracy. So I don't think this officer's buying anything, because his story is so different from either Tylee or Lori's, in my opinion. Which just goes to prove he may have been Lori's enforcer, but she does not hesitate to throw people under the bus to protect herself. Just saying.
Yeah.
And he's asked, like, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And you had already told him to put the bat down, and then he just came at you,
Yep.
and you shot him.
Yep.
Okay. And you're thinking a couple times?
It was more than one shot.
Okay. So more than one shot. What kind of gun was it?
45.
Okay. What make?
It's a Springfield XDM.
Okay. So it's an XDM 45.
Yeah.
What type of ammo were you carrying in it, do you know?
Just standard.
Like
target
full
load.
metal jacket?
Yeah.
Target shooting?
Yeah.
Okay. So you fire a couple times.
Yep.
You don't know where they're at.
They're gone.
They're gone. What happened right after that?
Right after that, I went to the kitchen and
Made himself breakfast, probably, because he's that matter-of-fact about it.
rinsed my hands off because I had blood on the back of my head. And then I went back into the room and put the gun down and grabbed my phone. And then I went back into the kitchen and called 911.
Okay. And then, did you see your sister and Tylee again? Did they come back in or not?
Not till they drove up.
Okay.
Never seen somebody so cold and calculating. Even if it was self-defense, I would be like either in a state of shock, just kind of semi-catatonic, or freaking out. Even if I had like defended myself with deadly force, I would still be freaking out. He was just so calm and so collected. Just form your own opinion.
Then they drove up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
When they drove up outside.
Gotcha. What's going on with Charles and Lori? I mean, does he live there?
No.
Okay. So where's he living now?
He lives in Houston.
Okay. For work, or are they separated, or?
Separated and for work.
Alex is sucking in water like like a swimming pool. I mean, my God. Either that's nerves or I don't know, but he's sucking in that water.
Okay. So both. How long have
They
they been
split
separated?
up January.
Okay. So 6 months or so, 6-7 months.
Yeah. He's had some pretty erratic behavior since that split up.
Okay.
He came and threatened me and Tylee at my house I don't remember in February or March. Or whatever.
So maybe it was Alex's house that she was staying at. So why did she deem that she needed a baseball bat? It just seems that maybe Alex is the violent.
Whatever.
Okay.
And there was a little confrontation from mostly between Tylee and Charles.
Were the police involved in that
No.
one? Okay.
No. I was just supervising to make sure that he didn't hurt her.
Okay. So, was he working out of state before January? Or?
He always has worked out of state.
Okay, so he always works out of state. What's he do for a living?
He does annuities.
Okay. So, what was he in town for today? Does he come into town often, or?
Occasionally to see JJ.
Okay. Is he JJ and Tylee's dad?
He's JJ's dad. Well, actually, Lori and he's Charles's nephew. He's his niece's kid.
JJ is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was a meth addict, and they adopted JJ.
Okay. So they adopted JJ,
Yeah.
but Tylee is not.
Not his.
Okay.
So he would be a stepdad, I guess.
Okay, so stepdad. When's the last time he's been in town, or when's the last time you've seen him?
Last time I saw him was at my house in February, March.
Okay. Was he here last night? Did you guys have any interactions with
No.
last night?
No.
Is there any history of domestic violence between Lori and Charles?
Not physically that I know of.
Okay. So,
No documented history of domestic violence, tempers flare, he ends up dead. Just the way that Alex Cox talks, it just seems very cold, very calculated. Like, I did what I came here to do. I know I'm feeding off my own, presupposition about him, but it's just obviously, and his story is so different from either Lori or Tylee's, in my opinion, that I think some of that was fabricated to make up a story of self-defense. What do you think? Let me know down below. And I'm going to fast forward a little bit, see if there's anything else we need to listen to, and then we'll wrap it up. Actually, as it was, that was the meat of the interview. The rest of it is just Alex waiting around while the officer goes to confer with others. So I don't think the officer bought any of that. I think the officer knew that when, if you put Tylee and Lori and his story up together, like in the Sesame Street skit, one of these things is not like the others. This is where Alex's falls in. So I think the police were absolutely right in reopening this investigation. It'll be interesting to go. Now that Alex is gone, we'll never know the full story because Lori's going to do everything she can to avoid having to go to trial at all. So we'll see what happens with the Daybell trial as it gets started, maybe in November, but probably not until 2022. Just saying. Until then, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back soon with another video. Keto Krime, out.